Hello and welcome to this lecture. I am going to create an ASP.NET Core Web API template. Here I have Visual Studio open. I will go to File, then New, then Project. Then I will select ASP.NET Core Web API. Then I will click Next. For the project name, I will give it a name. It's going to be blogweb.api, and then I will do Next. Here for the configuration, I will keep it the same. So I'm targeting .NET 10, then the authentication is going to be none. And then for the HTTP configuration is going to be enabled for now. And then for the Open API for Swagger is going to be enabled as well. And also the use of the controllers. So I will go ahead and do create. The Web API template has been created. So I can see all the files here. I will go to blogweb.api.http and will open this file. By default, I can see that I have HTTP protocol. So I need to switch the profile to the HTTP profile. Then I will run the application or the API. So the API is up and running. So I will go ahead and do a send request for GET. Perfect. So I'm getting a sample data here. So which means that the API is up and running and is working fine. So we are good to go for the next lecture where we are going to create a stored procedure in a database and then we are going to consume it by the API. Here I have SQL Server open, so I have a local database, blockdb dev. It has one article table. This table is going to be consumed by the sort procedure that we are going to use. And before going ahead and create that sort procedure, we need to create a table type. So this table type is going to be used for the variable that is going to hold the list of values that we are going to pass to the source procedure. So to do that, I have the script here. So I will paste that script. And this is the type table. So I'm creating a varchar list type as a table, and it has one column, which is a value, which is a varchar 100 characters, and it's going to be not null. So I will go ahead and create that. Perfect. So this type has been created. If you want to see that, you need to go to programmability. Then you will see types, and then under types, there is a user defined table types. Then refresh that. Perfect. So now we can see the varchar list type we just created. So I will expand that, go to columns. Then we can see that columns value we just created here. Perfect. So now we have the table type so we can use for the storage procedure. So the next step is to create a storage procedure. So I will go ahead and remove that script and then paste the storage procedure script. So let's have some space here. So this is the storage procedure. It's simple. So we are creating a storage procedure. The name of it is get article by type, and then it has two parameters. The first parameter is article types, which is of type varchar list type. Remember, this is the type we just created right now, and it has read only. And also the second parameter is featured. It's going to be taking 1 or 0 or true or false, and it is initiated with null. So here the query is simple. So we are getting the data from the article table. So I can run this. So this is the query here and the data. So, and also we have two filters, the first filter and the second filter over here. The first filter is saying is featured is null, then ignore the filter. If not, you're going to go ahead and filter with featured. Then the second condition, not exist. If it does return true, then we are going to ignore the second condition. If it's false, we are going to get the data. So perfect. So we are going to run the source procedure. So I will do execute. Perfect. The source procedure has been created. So I will go to start procedure here and then do a refresh. So here I can see my stored procedure with two parameters. So this is the article type of type varchar list type, and then we have is features of type bit. So this is perfect. I'm back to my Visual Studio. So what I need to do is to connect my API to the database. So to do that, I'm using a Visual Studio extension, which is Entity Framework Power Tool. So if you don't have it, so you can install it from Visual Studio Marketplace. And this is the Entity Framework Core Power Tools. You just need to download the extension and then install it. So I have already installed that on my Visual Studio. So I will go ahead to the project and then right click on it. Then I will go to Entity Core Power Tools. Then I will click Reverse Engineer. So I will select Entity Framework 10, and then I will create a connection For the server name is going to be a local server, so I will give it dot here, which is local. Authentication is Windows authentication, and then the encrypt is going to be mandatory as true, and then the trust server certificate, it will be checked. Then I will select my database from here. I will select the BlogDB dev, and then I will do OK. Perfect. So I can see my connection to the database is here. I will do next. I will expand the tables here, and then I will select the article table, and then I will select the stored procedure. Then I will do next. Here I will keep everything the same, so the context name is going to be blogdb dev context, and then the namespace is going to be blogweb.api, and then for the entity type path is going to be the models folder that is going to hold all the generated files. So I will go ahead and do next. Perfect, the model has been generated. I will do finished. As we can see here, so we have our DB context, and this is the article entity that represents our article table. Before consuming the stored procedure, we need to register the DB context. So I will go to the program.cs. Then I need to register my DB context. So I will go under the builder here, and then paste that code here, which is a simple code, which is it adds a DB context, and then this is the name of the DB context that we have, which is blogdb dev context, which is this class over here that we are just registered. And then we need to add a database connection, which is a default connection. So I need to go to the appsettings.json file, and then here I need to add the connection string. So the connection string here, which is the default connection, the server is going to be local with a dot here, and then this is the name of the database that we are going to use, and this is integrated security is set to true, and then trust server certificate is set to true as well. So I will save this file as well. Now I will close all that. So I will open up the models folder, and then I will open the blogdb dev context procedure. This file has the method that we are going to use to call the storage procedure. So here we go. So this is the get article by type async, which is the method that is going to execute our storage procedure with the parameters. It's taken a couple of parameters. The first parameter here is the list of the values that we are going to pass to the storage procedure. And then we have a Boolean here, which is featured, which is the second parameter. And also we have another parameter, which is the output parameter. And also we have the cancellation token. This is one parameter, which is the return value, and this is the SQL parameter. This is the two parameters that we just created in the storage procedure in the database. And here we have a SQL query async. It has the script that is going to execute our storage procedure with the parameters. Now we need to consume this method to execute our storage procedure. So to do that, I need to close this and then go to the controller. Then we need to inject the blogdiv db context here. So I will go here to the constructor and inject the blogdiv db context procedure. Perfect. Also, we need to register this class as well. So I will go to the program.cs and then register the context here, which is the class blogdb dev context procedure. If I do F12, so this is the class that it has this method that we are going to use to execute the storage procedure. So I will close that. Then I will save the program.cs file. Now we need to add the HTTP GET method. This is the HTTP GET method here. Here we have the list of values that we are going to pass to our storage procedure. As you can see, this is the values here. And we have is featured is set to true. And this is the context. We are using the get article by type async, which is the method that we saw earlier. And it has four parameters, which is a list of values, and then is featured, which is the second parameter. And then it has null, which is the return value is going to be null. We are not going to get in any return value here. And we have the cancellation token, which is the default one. So with that in place, we are good to go and test this method and see if we are getting any data from the storage procedure. So I will save that. Then I will run the API. The API is up and running. So let's go ahead to the blogweb.api.http, and then I will paste another request here, which is an HTTP GET request that is going to call the list of articles method. So let's go ahead and run this. I will click on send request. Perfect. So we are able to get the data from the database using a storage procedure, and we are calling the storage procedure using the API call. So with that in place, I hope you enjoyed it. So see you in the next video.